Hello and welcome to FSL Dota 2 Open. My name is Haller and I'm with Arthur. How are you doing today on this fine Saturday?
I'm good. Thanks for asking, sir. I've always heard about FSL, and this is the first time I get to cast it, so I'm super excited. I've
Mhm.
known some names. They are streamers. They are really good players. They've been trying very hard to fight for their dreams. So I'm really excited to come
Yeah.
here and witness this.
And it's pretty amazing. We have 13 teams signed up. It's going to be a double elimination. First place is going to be 300 SGD, second 150, third and fourth are going to get 50. So there's a lot of money at stake as well. And we're going to have 5 best of ones coming at you today. What do you think about the lineup so far?
Well, I've seen a lot of familiar faces. Really excited to see them competing officially,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm just can't wait for this to get started. And as you can see, as you said, 5 games today. That's a lot of good Dotas.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking forward to it. We're gonna have 5 games today, then we're gonna have, I believe, 2 best of 1s tomorrow, and a grand finals of a best of 3. Of course, we also have a Thailand stream as well. So if you just, if you want to hear it in Thai, you want to see what's going on. Obviously, they're gonna have different games, but we're gonna have the different, spread in terms of what's available for you. This is obviously the English class, and thank you so much for tuning in. But we're gonna get into the first matchup. It's gonna be Bren Esports, the stalwarts of FSL, I would say. I think I've seen them in the top 3 almost every single Dota 2 opening, but they're up against a team called GodHela, which might have been stolen from the Marvel. At least their icon looks that way.
Yeah, that's true. I remember the first time we casted Bren together was in like back in October 2020. They were
Mhm.
playing in a official tournament where there's a lot of they went up against a lot of Mills players, and then they look pretty good as well. So I'm really excited to see them. How would they do in this format? And as you can see, that as you said, they have always been a powerhouse. And
Mhm.
this time they've got Jia as well from Singapore. I believe this is the first time she played with Filipino players. So
Mhm.
I'm also very looking forward to that to see what kind of chemistry they can bring out together.
Yeah, and actually, I have not seen this roster play. I think the Gia edition was somewhat done in stealth. I'm not entirely sure when that happened. I didn't see a formal announcement or anything, but mind you, I think that she's an amazing player and she kind of changes things up because, I mean, Brenny Sports have been nothing but a Filipino team. Obviously, they had some in previously. They had Merity on as well. She was out here in Singapore, but the team has been largely local in that sense,
Mhm.
right? And so they've kind of branched out. They found that fifth player, the elusive one, I would say, and it looks like we're going to see a smashing start. Maybe we'll have to see, right?
Yeah, they are all pretty good players. Yeah, everyone is immortal and above, and of course, like Jia is like one of the highest female player with MMR out there. So I'm pretty sure all eyes will be on them, and let's see what kind of dominating start they will give us, or maybe there's some surprise coming up from GodHela as well, because I'm pretty sure no one is a easy walkthrough team at this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So to be honest, I don't know too much about GodHela. I know that they're a Filipino team. Their rank is definitely not straight up all immortals and all that. But mind you, maybe this is a smurf for them. Maybe they're playing characters that haven't gone through the rank grind. Everyone knows how that is. But I'm actually looking forward to seeing this team play. I don't think I've seen them play, so this could be very interesting.
Yeah, the power of Dark Horse. The lesser your enemy knows about you, the better
Mhm.
it is, right?
Yeah. So, what do you think about 7.29C in general? Like, like any meta changes or um, meta things that might happen? Like the meta trends, excuse me.
Well, I think hero-wise, we've been seeing a lot of tanky offlaners
Mhm.
that especially can buy Vanguard. So I think that's definitely one of the most um, obvious meta right now. That's why you see everyone going for Centaur. Even Axe that has been dead for quite a while is being brought back by Asfrog because of the ice, not only because of the Vanguard change, but also because of the shard change as well. So I do feel like there's a lot of heroes that we will be seeing more and more that we haven't been seeing last time. For
Mhm.
example, the Axe, the Necroforce, the really low-key heroes. So I personally I'm a fan of this meta because I feel like a lot of heroes that haven't been playable are starting to come back and have a place in this current meta.
But that's the beauty of Dota in general, right? Like where you don't have like the same 40 heroes that are being selected, and this is like a wide variety of heroes available for you. Dota, I think, is more well balanced in that
Mhm.
sense, even with the changes of how some items and also the map, of course. And you're seeing that just they might not have tweaked too much of the other heroes, but they're definitely able to shine in this latest patch.
Yeah, that's the thing. Iceberg is always looking at the general changes, the item changes, and of course shot as well. Like this might have just changed some heroes in the way that he doesn't even thinking of. So I think that's really the beauty of DOTA, the creativity and innovation that players have is really beautiful.
Mhm. All right. So it looks like the draft is starting out right now. Obviously, this is just the first phase one, but Snapfire, Puck, both been kind of strong. I mean, Snapfire, I feel like has never been weak. But Puck banned here as well as Earth Spirit and Medusa. What do you think about those bans so far?
I think Medusa is definitely one of the most busted hero in this current meta, especially at Dire side, because you can just farm the triangle and also the square, be it on your top side or bottom side. They're just so efficient for Medusa to farm, and it's the same for heroes like Luna, Terrorblade, Gyrocopter that have the ability to flash from multiple camps at once. I think these are really the favorite hero for this current meta.
Right. And speaking of meta, I feel like all three heroes thus far are meta. I feel like Lion is very strong. A 50% win rate in, at least the 7K and up in MMR. Centaur as well. I think it's 50.9, excuse me. And Mirana is up there. Always a solid, safe pick number one.
Yeah, I'm just a bit surprised that Bren did not pick the Centaur or the Puck themselves, since they have the first pick. These two are definitely one of the most contested first pick heroes out there in this current meta right now, but they went for this Mirana plus Sand King, very solid combo. This is one of the openings that we see a lot from Neon Esports. So
it's a great lineup. I mean, it's a very difficult out. Obviously, you have your stun into arrow combination that you can do. Both are very strong as a 3/4. I think that you're going to see a lot of lane domination, whereas GodHela have kind of gone with the Centaur. You talked about how strong that is, but Lion is probably going to be a 5. So you have some flexibility in terms of where you want to go with this draft.
Yeah, for sure. We have seen the Sand King being played at mid as well. I think again, it's Neon that likes to be flexing this hero. They like to have Yo Punch and mid sometimes, depending on the matchup. So I definitely think Sand King is one of the heroes that is gonna see a lot more frequently as well because of his flexibility and the overall damage that he can do in the mid game with a fast item timing like the Blink Dagger.
Mm-hmm. And if you're looking at, I mean, even with those, but look at these bans: Alchemist, Slark, Medusa, just kind of really focusing on the carry position there. But anything kind of stick out with you aside from Medusa, which you already talked about?
Definitely the Alchemist and Slug, I would guess, because this hero they did have some changes. I would say Slug with the shot upgrade is pretty cool. That you can just have the ability or outplaying because it is a AOE save with the ult. So that's definitely very interesting. And moreover, these 3 bans that GodHela has just put down just basically secured the Centaur's lane because those are heroes that can deal with the Centaur relatively easier. There's another hero they left out though, which is the Lifestealer. So that might be something that Bren Esports could think about because Sand King Lifestealer, that's a natural combo as well.
Yeah, and they're completely protecting the Centaur one. But Hoodwink here, what do you think about this pick? And is it going to be a position 4?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I think recent Hoodwink nerf has made this hero not so viable on the mid lane or any core role because of the damage nerf. So I think most of the time people pick Hoodwink to put it as a 4. I can see how Centaur plus Hoodwink come together though, because they have 2 stuns, a lot of burst damage as well. They are pretty hard to kill too. So I can see that happen. It's just that I'm not a big fan of Wing 4 simply because the win rate is not amazing compared to normal force. So we'll see.
All right. I mean, but it's the cutest hero out there, right?
True.
So you got to give props for that. I mean, it looks like a squirrel Wind Ranger in that sense. So at least they have the cute anime look on lockdown. If anything, they're gonna win points for that, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's not very in sync with their logos though, because their logos is a Medusa, right? If I see correctly.
It's what is she's from Thor, right?
I see.
I don't remember the Helga or I don't remember the name.
Okay, yeah, that looked like a Medusa to me.
Radiant team.
Yeah.
Anyway, a Faceless Void carry coming up from GodHela.
Okay, so I'm actually kind of liking their draft so far. I feel like you have a lot of potential. Obviously, they need to work together. You have the decent amount of stun and control with the Lion Centaur. And of course, Hoodwink is kind of all around throughout, but you've got the Chrono on top of that. So you definitely have ways to kind of lock down Mirana and Sand King and Bounty, who are all kind of somewhat elusive.
That's true. FSL White has been climbing in the rank though in terms of priority list for a lot of the teams out there. Recently, we have seen FSL White coming in a lot of EU games, especially. I think Nicole Baby has been playing a lot of this hero, especially. So I think the thing is really about his dilation. The buff on dilation now does damage. Is really good against heroes, especially spellcaster like Mirana, Sand King, Bounty Hunter that Bren has picked for themselves. Only thing is now Bren still get the pick, the 18 pick to counter this Faceless Void with a Wraith King, one of the most traditional counter, the Faceless Void. And also the Sand King Mirana lane is quite scary for the Faceless Void because it can easily land stun on you. Caustic Finale can easily harass Faceless Void out of the lane, and if you're not careful, Q-stun, bam, you might be dead. So I do think Faceless Void is good in the game, but might be a bit hard in terms of laning phase.
Yeah. I love the pick here. I mean, yeah, you chrono me. Yeah, you kind of stomp me to death or whatever, but I'm coming back with the second life, and Wraith King is all about that. Just give Wraith King enough time to get some farm. He'll be tanky, and he'll be able to carry the game for you. So I love the fact that it's a very good counter pick here.
Yeah, that's the thing about having a second pick, because in the second phase, all two of your picks gets countered, and it's just very dangerous to pick a carry that has a very big weakness out there, like a Faceless Void. It's so countered by heroes like Doom, like Wraith King, like PL, Morphling, this kind of hero. So it's just very hard to pick Faceless Void in the second phase. And this is just Bren Esports completely abusing the fact that they have the first pick and they're just counter picking all GodHela's heroes in the second phase.
So what do you do to round out the draft now? You got your okay. Well, we're gonna find out Bren with the Leshrac, probably your mid there. You got your tower push and potential just AOE damage, which is a nice pick to kind of round out the draft. But GodHela, what do you do with GodHela?
They would need something that can buy time for the Faceless Void to come online. That's the biggest thing, because Faceless Void is a hero that is super greedy. He needs a lot of items, especially depend on what itemization or what build he wants to go for. But normally, right now, a lot of people go for the Manta Diffuser, especially when you are playing against Wraith King. Yes. So I think that might be the route that Faceless Void to get. SNY is also really good here against all the small stuns coming out from Bren Esports. But honestly, I like this Leshrac pick a lot, because if you look at the draft, they have a lot of disables, but they lack in burst damage. So Leshrac definitely brings in the answer for that. It's also a very good tower push alongside with the Wraith King as well. For GodHela, they need some magic nuke coming in. They need some hero that can defend their early tower against this Leshrac. Hopefully can just straight up kill this Leshrac when he comes up to push tower. I think Pugna, Kunkka, these are heroes will be pretty good. They went for Ember Spirit instead. It's a pretty good hero. It gives you a lot of tempo in the early game, but laning wise, it might suffer against Leshrac though, so that's my biggest problem here.
Mm-hmm. And you actually, when you're talking about Bren's lineup, you were talking about almost everyone having a stun, right? And like a mini stun, you have some way to kind of deal with that. And if you're looking at this, Ember here does not want to be stunned at all. This is very worrying, especially the last pick. But I think GodHela here is looking to just have Yawate just kind of outclass them, just kind of hopefully, outskill them, so to speak. But this is an interesting lineup. We know the lineups going into this game. Who do you have going in?
I like Bren draft a lot. I feel like it's just very well balanced. You have initiation, you have a winning condition on Wraith King, it's better than Faceless Void. Also, you have a Leshrac that can take towers early on, so that gives you the potential to snowball, take over the map control, and also potentially Roshan as well with the Diabolic. So in overall, I like Bren, so I feel like they are very well-rounded. They have a lot of boxes ticked in their draft. As for GodHela, like Faceless Void is still one of the best hero out there. I just wish that in the team fight they could go for heroes that are not Wraith King, and then just kill the other heroes first and go to Wraith King at the last. I think if they run this discipline out in their team fight, they could have a much better successful rate in terms of winning team fight against Bren.
All right. So we've got the lineup, we've got the analysis, and everyone's going in. But one thing to note is that I love the fact that Gia is going to be playing the Bounty Hunter, right? because she's the latest addition, and bounties tend to play a little bit solo. They tend to kind of, scout out for vision, find out the enemies, and she can kind of use her. The fact that she's not completely in sync with everyone yet. Obviously, they've played some games, but this will definitely help her just kind of get into and build synergy with the team, because she's going to be able to find the enemy. She's going to be able to make good call outs, and then she will hopefully be able to find the right pickoffs for the team here. But it looks like they've kind of grouped up here. What do you think about this to kind of start things off?
Yeah, now we have to look at who has a better level 1 potential, right? And that's definitely Bren, because we talk about how many stuns they have. Anyone that get caught by a stun, they're just straight up dead, because from GodHela side, there's no save at all. It seems like Jia is going to be scouting for the team.
Yeah, they're on the high ground, and they see them, and they're just waiting. A nice two-man burrow strike to kind of start things off into the arrow, the easiest arrow of her life. But they're going up against the Centaur, who's actually kind of tanky, even at level 1. One more shot, and she goes down. GL will draw first blood, and now Leshrak will join the party as well. And there's fights galore, but the nice burrow strike onto at least Gia, but they're going to run. Burrow strike again on Sand King, who add the self, so he's back up, and that's going to be 2 kills to start this off. And Bren Esports are starting off with a firecracker.
They might go for another one. Shen, gotta be careful here. Halzea is going for it. We've seen a lot of Halzea on Sand King before. So this is definitely one of our most comfortable heroes. And I'm just very surprised that GodHela stayed around to give Bren the second kill, because it's very obvious that their level 1 is not anywhere as strong as Bren Esports. And we talk about it, right? One stun leads into arrow, into another stun, be it from Wave King or Sand King, and then Lash comes as well. The amount of chain stun is so strong from Bren Esports, right? And I know you are a person that just likes easier execution draft at all. So I believe you are a big fan of this Bren Esports draft as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's great. There's just so much to it. I mean, like, at the end of the day, I feel like teams that have stuns is just way easier to play, because you just kind of lock them up and then you just kind of like, unload like they did there. And I think that they did a really good job. It just makes your life a lot easier when you have that reliable stun, and especially spread out through the team.
And Era has a clear target as well on who they want to go on. Because a lot of time, if you're playing with a team that is not very in sync with you, or you don't have much time to think about it, and communicate things, the best thing is to pick a bunch of stuns so everybody knows which target they are going on.
Yeah, I think it'll just make it very, very easy here. But if we're looking at the lanes now, Wraith King Bounty versus Hoodwink Centaur, what do you like? Who has the edge?
I'll definitely say Centaur Hoodwink, because Bounty Hunter is not the nature babysitter kind of post fight that you want, and Wraith King is not strong on its own, especially Centaur being one of the most one of the strongest offlaner right now in this current meta. He can definitely bring a lot of harassment on the Wraith King, but that's only if he plays aggressively though.
Mm-hmm. And Gia already being a nuisance by killing the courier and staying in stealth and just kind of, absorbing some of the XP, but not taking too much, as Gil is now level 2.
Yeah, seems like there's a bit of lag coming out from Faces White side, knowing how she smashed on her button, smash on the keyboard, and come up with a bunch of random numbers. Yeah, talking about bottom side, Gil level 2 already, and there's an entire wave pushing to her tower as well. So she's gonna be farming quite nicely under the tower, and Jia is just, I will assume that she would just constantly be blocking Shen on the hook ring to pull the big camp. So that's one of the things that position 5 can contribute to the lane. And I would say Ripping should have a pretty good wave for the next minute.
Yeah, pretty good wave. Shen really needs to pull, I think, give them a little bit of space, because it's way too close, and it's a perfect position for Gil, who's already, tops of the last hits. Definitely not where you want to be, and not a good start, because you don't want to let this Wraith King just kind of snowball from here.
Absolutely. And also, Bounty Hunter, we haven't seen this hero on position 5 a lot, but this is definitely one of Jia's most comfortable heroes. Mm-hmm. And this hero is just perfect in snowballing, because once you get to level 6, you keep finding kills with your teammates, and then the bounty track goals are just going to keep building up and building up. And especially if you look at Bren's grand lineup, there are a bunch of heroes that wants to be fighting early on. So that's like the perfect synergy, or the perfect game that a bounty hunter would want to play. A lot of super action-packed game, and everyone can benefit from the track goal.
Right. And it's just it's such a snowbally hero, right? Like once you have that vision, and Jia is kind of all over the place. I think her awareness is just top class in that sense. But we're gonna have to see that. But it's a struggle to get to level 6, right? It's a struggle to especially as a position 5 where you're not given all that space, and to kind of just leech as like a position 4 might. You're in a much tougher position, I would say, for Jia.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the biggest weakness about Bounty Hunter 5, because you're not gonna be. You don't want to be staying on the lane to leech a lot of XP from the rift, from the carry. So what a Bounty Hunter will want to do is to contest the power rune, the bounty rune, and of course the water rune as well. So if Jia is not careful, she might be in some experience trouble. But let's see how she will play this out. So far, she has been staying on the lane a lot.
Oh, faces Void solo. Just barely able to get out, ticks out away, and GodHela will draw that one. Gets the arrow even onto Yang, who has to use her stick to just kind of keep herself alive under the tower. And yeah, that was super close.
That's the killing potential from this Mirana and Sanking combo. And Faceless Void is not that kind of hero that can really defend himself from that, because even though he has like a time walk, but still cheap harassment coming up from Mirana is so annoying.
Stun. Rayfire Blast is going to be used just to protect Jia, but it looks like Centaur will back off. Jill with the nice team play. I think a little bit of a high five there, and just like protecting your support, right? All right, we haven't talked much about this mid lane matchup, Leshrac versus the Ember. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this one?
I'll say Leshrac is super happy when he's up against any melee heroes. Ember Spirit is also not an exception as well, as you can see from the CS wise, 17 on Lash and only 10 on Ember Spirit. And he has already dropped out a lot of harassment on this Ember Spirit. Mary has already gotten his bottle early on, whereas Ember Spirit, now he's gonna run back to his career and get the bottle. And it means that he's gonna be missing out a lot of XP from this mid lane. Yeah. That's not a perfect start for Ember Spirit at all.
Very rough. And I mean, it's one of those things where Leshrac, you don't want to let the hero just kind of snowball, because the push potential, especially early, is just a scary sight to see, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially Leshrac is one of the heroes that he can just move around.
The burrow strike and the creep actually body blocked it. The arrow that was coming in from Legaia, and actually Faces Void just barely surviving. Yusuro best, at least a coffin dance that creep, because that creep ended up saving her life.
Yeah, mid lane, Mary just brought down Yawate as well. He's only level 5 though, so not sure how he did that, but there must be some kind of misplay coming out from Ember Spirit trying to be aggro with the Flame Guard. Top lane, Yang is dying to Legaia as well. One lead will be able to clean his life.
Yeah,
and bottom side, Centaur is in a lot of trouble as well.
Yeah, it was getting a little bit low, but they actually they messed up the bushwhack into the Centaur Stomp. I think that Shan was a little too early on that one, so they're actually going to have to back off here. In the laning phase, yes, it's a 3k net worth lead, but it seems like it's not been a good first 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, if you look at CS-wise, all 3 cores from Bren, so they are way ahead of GodHela's cores. So that might be a problem. And also, we talk about how snowbally Bren Esports draft is. With the early levels, they will be able to just run at GodHela's, especially with this trial from Mirana, Sanking, and Bounty Hunter.
Oh, Yawate was running for his life. He's only level 5. Miri just runs up. Easiest kill of her life right there. We'll take that one. And it's 6-0 already in 5 minutes.
Oh, bottom side Centaur.
Oh, backs off. Jia actually dodges the stun, goes back in with a shuriken, gets that one. And 3 kills already in a span of 10 seconds. And that was just the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, this is so action-packed. The top lane is definitely the lane that Faceless Void is this is the most struggled lane from GodHela's, because they absolutely need some early levels and farm on the Faceless Void, because Faceless Void is not the hero that can recover at all. Is there the catapult blocked the angle of the Mirana's arrow, otherwise Faceless Void might be in a lot of trouble.
And yeah, there's a pretty big level difference at this point. Yusuro just hitting level 4 at this point. And Lion has to do the walk of shame all the way back in. But all right, okay, what do you do as GodHela? How do you get back in this game?
They'll have to identify the strongest hero on the map right now, and then try to play towards the strong hero. Ziado is scouting out Shan, might be there.
Oh, and they actually spotted it out. Gia was very patient there, making some good moves already, and does have 2 career kills to her name as well.
Yeah, the thing GodHela has to do is really bring the Ember Spirit to the Centaur, because they don't want to involve FSL in any kind of engagement right now, because this hero needs his time to farm and needs his time to recover before he gets to level 6 with the Chronosphere. Bottom lane, that being said though, Centaur,
he's kind of by himself, level 4. Gia was throws out the shuriken, slowed down. The acorn shot actually stops it. Shan with a nice save there, and we'll let Centaur happily walk back at least to the T1.
upside.
Arrow, they found Yang, Starfire as well. The Urn, and he does go down. Lion is dead. Yuzuru wants revenge, goes for Ligaya, trying to find her. She hits level 6, but the epicenter has been used, and Yuzuru is chasing around, and they actually get the outplay there, and it's 12-1.
Man, that's the difference in experience kicking in. Oh, bottom side again. That's another kill on the Centaur as well. Like this guild, this Wraith King plus Bounty Hunter laning is working out unexpectedly good for them.
Yeah, it's actually quite well. I mean, we knew the Sand King Mirana combination was going to be great, but I mean, the Bounty Wraith King, you don't see that combination all the time, especially since you want, you talked about having like a real support position 5, and in this case, Bounty is just making moves, and you can win through other means, right? And it looks like she's making her way into the mid lane and steals the lunch money of Yawate.
There's an Arcane Risking in the top lane. Lashrak is gonna run towards it.
Yeah, mind you, they've already gotten the T1 mid, ever so important. Gia's only level 4 though, walked under a sentry though, and the Hex, and it looks like they're backing off here because they realize that the reinforcements are coming, and Mira, just her sheer presence, I don't know if it's her odor or what, but it just pretty much scared everyone away.
Yeah, there's no chain skilled up for now on Ember Spirit, and this is really the lag in experience that's killing them, because if Ember Spirit is like level 7 or 8, Bounty Hunter might die there, and no one is actually scared of Ember Spirit now, because without the chain, it's really hard for him to kill anyone.
Oh, with Moonlight, they did the fake back, Sleight of Fist just to keep herself alive. She's gonna try to Remnant, but I think they're backing away, and they're looking for the Remnant. They take the Courier instead, and Yawate was just like, come on, man, just let me have my goods.
That is boots on the Courier for, like, he's gonna be playing without boots for...
Oh, into
my
the
God.
arrow! Timed it with a slight, but they do have dust, and Ligaya should be killed here. Yes, she does go down, but they did get the kill on Yawate first.
Yeah, it's a painful one for the Ember Spirit. He lost his career, lost his boots, and now he lost his life. And top lane, we are already seeing Mary using...
Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's already using the Arcane plus the Diabolic to push down this early tier 2 tower. Can they punish this?
They can. The Stampede is going to be used. They're trying to get him, but the Hex is on use. The Acorn shot is going to be connected, and they do end up getting Miri. That's a pretty big one. The 3-kill streak going the way of Yawate, which she definitely needs at this point. Wraithfire Blast. They found Centaur, but Centaur's so tanky. And mind you, Gil having such a great time, goes Midas first. Looks like Radiance is up next. What do you think about this build?
Yeah, she's queuing up a Divine Rapier, so I like it. She's being a chat. She's very ambitious. This is about asserting dominance, right? To all the remaining participants out there. This is showing how strong they are, how confident they are. So I have no problem with that.
There's no way they go Midas into Rapier, right?
Of course. Yeah, that's mostly just a meme. But yeah, Radiance would definitely be the more normal build here.
The Yules into the split earth. Oh, she actually dodges it. Yawate with the plays. Now she's running for her life. Does need to be careful as Miri does not really care and just rolls up on Yawate, tries to Remnant back in, but they are going hard. She has to use all of her Remnants just to get to the high ground. She is fine, but it doesn't look like Yuzuru. Okay, has to time walk away.
Yeah, that was amazing, Chrono, but unfortunately they do not have any damage right now in this current stage of the game, because all of their heroes, they need a lot of experience to have the skills to do damage, and especially Faceless Void is a hero that really don't do any damage without a mass of madness so far, and Time Lock is only level 1, so that was a bit unfortunate for them. Lion is not level 6 just yet, so they don't have the burst on Fingers of Death.
You know, and it's super scary, right? In the sense that, like, you expect the line to be level 6 at this point. I mean, it's 11 minutes, and we'll give her a little bit of credit in the sense that she did have a bit of a rough lane. But look at what Jill has done. She's level 9. She does not have reincarnation, so she's not afraid whatsoever, even if they did have Finger and some sort of burst and some way to deal with this Wraith King.
Yeah, oh, speaking about that mid lane.
Oh, nice two-man burrow strike by Yang there. We'll keep him alive. Oh, gets the lucky bash, gets 2 in a row, but the epicenter's been used, and Yusuro goes down, and Stampede is going to be used as well, and Moonlight will be used, and they will just kind of back off now.
Yeah, U0, she used the timer offensively into the last track, and if you can't burst down the last track, she's gonna kill you with all the burst damage she has. This is where Bounty Hunter feels a lot of fun.
Oh, the burrow strike into arrow. It's like the team that has been together for so long. Okay, they do have him, Hazelia locked to the tree for a second, but Centaur is still there, barely alive. Pause is going to be used, but that was a pretty nice burrow strike, stopping Gia at this point. But it's 15-3, 12k net worth lead at 12 minutes.
Can they go for more though? Because this is a very dangerous position for Bren Esports if they want to. They have a lot of vision. Literally, all 4 heroes are being tracked thanks to the high ground vision that Jia put down 3 to 4 minutes ago. So this is definitely looking at a good fight, but positioning wise, they might not have the tools to keep going because Last Strike is a bit far, and Last Strike is not very healthy as well. So let's see if they want to go for this. But these 4 bounty track kills though looks very delicious right now.
It is, but okay, look at this. The fact that Centaur here, smiley face, 0, 3, and 2, but she's level 8 and she's got the tomb. Is this just a really bad core?
Right? That's true.
No, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure why is she holding the Tomb of Knowledge, because that Hoodwink could definitely use the sharpshooter. Lion is level 6 now, but she has no mana for Fingers of Death. So yeah, I think if he could pass the Tomb of Knowledge like right now instantly to Hoodwink, they could maybe turn around the fight with the sharpshooter freshly picked up. Let's see if they can. Let's see if they could do that.
I mean, like this is look at how much space they're providing. They're focusing everybody into this side of the map to just fight. Where Jill is just happily pushing the top lane at this point, and that is going to have the T2. I mean, it's just like literally a hit away. And yeah, they're just kind of controlling the map, exerting dominance.
Yeah, this is just gonna go even better for Bren Esports because the more tower they get now, they're gonna be getting outposts. Bounty Hunter will be just putting down so many aggressive ops. And GodHela's, the supports are gonna be forced to buy a lot of sentries to get their jungle back. And you know, if Bren Esports position themselves in the entrance of the jungle, they could just repel all the move coming out from GodHela to try to reclaim their jungle back. And that is really where Bren Esports can start asserting their dominance in terms of choking GodHela's in their own base.
It's tough to get any sort of like. I mean, I totally understand it and trying to take over, you know, your jungle again and then getting back into the game. But it's a very difficult situation when you're looking at just like Ember's like items alone, right? She has Maelstrom like queued up, but she's got a wand. Brown boots, an empty bottle. I think that she actually used that bottle as a flask and she just drank all the alcohol at this point because it's just about commiserations, right? It's a very difficult time.
Yeah, it is. They don't have any sort of damage. That's the biggest thing because Bren Esports, they're playing so aggressively, but there's no way GodHela's can punish them. There's no way they can punish their aggression as well. And look at you. Look at Bren. They're already taking another tier 2 tower in the mid lane, and there's no kind of defense at all from GodHela's side simply because of how low they are right now. And there's just so much recovery needs to be done from GodHela's side. Bren Esports, they're not giving that kind of room of breathing, breathing room for GodHela at all.
No room to breathe. I mean, when you have such an advantage, though, you want to press the attack. You want to just force it out. You don't want to turn this into a throw. So you just got to close out the game. So I do like it how Bren Esports are playing in that sense. But all right, Yusuro here just kind of time walks most of that damage away, but she's been tracked. And Gia actually just being a gatekeeper, not even letting Yusura go home.
Yeah. Oh, the arrow's not gonna hit, but Hizaya is here. Just thinking about it. The dust randomly got popped here by Centaur. Not gonna catch Jia though.
Very late, and Gia just like out like 200 IQ in it, in the sense of just understanding the limits of where that dust is and just backing in and out and getting tracked on everybody.
I'm surprised that Lashrank is not here more often with the trial, because they have a lot of disable, but they definitely need Lash to be in front to protect.
Oh, the Stampede. They're going for Legaia. They're trying to go in. 2 leaps have been used. They do have the chains. They do have Legaia locked in, but the nice 2-man burrow strike by Hezelia, saving her teammate, at least for now, but they're on the run. Pipe is going to be used, or I believe it's Hood at this point, but they do have the split earth. Miri is here, and she's on a train. She's got the disco ball. Nobody wants to dance with her. Arrow is going to be a little off the mark. Smiley face is here. Here comes the chrono. Nice 3-man chrono. They're going to go right to Legaia here. The delivery has been made. Amazon, props to you for making a delivery through that kill, but it looks like Yuzero will now back away.
Yeah, that was another 3-man chrono, but luckily this time he has enough damage to clean off the Mirana, and at the back line, Senking also use this epicenter and get a kill on the Lion as well. And here comes all the chorus of Bren Esports. They might want to look to go high ground since there's no Stampede and also faces White ulti. But if they want to play safe, which they will, they might want to look into doing Roshan, because that's just the way to end the game quicker, and also the safest way to keep snowballing as well.
And they've taken, I believe that was the last T2. Yeah, so it's just a matter of high ground at this point, and the little space that you had at GodHela, now you are kind of just, you don't have much room or, you know, any sort of way to get farm, and they're actually just kind of ganking you when you're left alone. And Smiley face here will try to run off. Burrow strike only onto 1. Wraithfire blast connects onto Yang. Oh, that damage! But the bushwhack is on point and does stop most of that, and they will go and cry into their high ground.
Yeah, even though they are not dying, but they are not farming either, because they're just putting all the numbers into react. Oh, what a jump coming off Hizaya.
Burrow strike into the split earth. Nice little combination. Oh, they do have a decent amount of damage, but that Centaur is tanky. Here comes Yawate in. Stampede is now going to be used, but they've used Moonlight to kind of just break that one off. They're going to back off. Leshrac does go down. Miri down for 30 seconds here. And they got something that is a high ground defense, at least.
Yeah, that's a successful one, and that is also the first Finger of Death kill coming up from Lion. Much needed kill from Bren Esports, but surprisingly, they're only getting 384 gold from this Leshrac kill. And sometimes I swear Dota is just weird, because Bren Esports, they're holding 17k lead right now, and giving away the mid hero is only giving away 380 gold. Yuzero?
Oh, Yuzero by herself. Wraithfire blast into Arrow, and everybody and their moms right now have a stun on Bren Esports, so very easy to hit those arrows when everyone can line it up for you.
This is the dream Mirana game. Like, we have been casting a lot of games where Mirana first pick Mirana into no setups, but this is not at all. Another arrow.
It's a arrow on her own into the Meteor Hammer, though, and that will set up that little combination. And Gil on a killing streak. And who has the Meteor Hammer? My gosh.
Yeah, that's Legaia. She's not done with all the stuns that I have. That what she wants more. She wants the tower damage as well. That's a smart pickup, knowing how much stuns they can bring down.
Lincoln forward by Jill. The nice little rip by the blast and the chrono, but on the back, and I do believe Yawate stuck in that one. The split earth is actually going to stop Yuzero. She goes down as well. 3 down so far, but Wraith King hasn't even been killed. He's going to armlet toggle away. The burrow strike in forward. They found Hoodwink, or what was left of him. Rip Squirrel, and the Lion as well, and Gil will now die and reincarnate as a even greater king.
Man, there's just so many stuns. Like, how did they play against this? They need, and she's called. They know that there's no way to deal with it. There's no save at all. And Wraith King is gonna get another kill here before they finish off the game.
All right, well, at the end of the day, love you, Miri Idol. At least, you know, some props at least going in and showing a little bit of respect here. And the love is real, the sportsmanship is great, and of course, this is the FSL Dota 2 Open. And this one is going to be a bit of a barn burner in the sense that it's 24-5, a little bit of a stomp, but it all started with the laning phase.
Yeah, it's a very explosive start as well for the first game of the day. Bren are just really understanding what this current meta provides and what is the best way to play out this current meta, which is very active gameplay, right? Keep fighting because there's just so many small objectives for them to take, and they have the best lineup for them to snowball with the bounty and the track goal. So that's just really very well orchestrated, very well drafted as well, and Bren really executed to what their draft is supposed to do.
Yeah, and look at the bottom lane from them. Bren Esports, Wraith King, and Bounty Hunter, both of them, not even dying. I mean, yeah, we saw a reincarnation, but that doesn't count. 5-0-6, 4-0 and 11, just completely snowballing the game. And yeah, Gia only got 6,000 gold or whatever, but look at this: the amount of gold she stole with Janata, 138. And she was providing vision throughout, not to take anything away from the rest of the team who kind of dominated their lane in terms of, the Leshrac, the Sand King, Mirana, Arrow, everything was just really on point. Very well oiled machine. I was very happy with their performance, at least for game one.
Yeah, you mentioned that Bren is one of the powerhouses in female Dota League, and also, of course, they are proving your words to be true. And I'm just really excited to see more of them. I feel like they have a really good understanding of the draft right now, and they play towards each other very well too. There's a lot of synergy and chemistry that is really pleasant to watch.
And at the end of the day, I think GodHela will come back in. I mean, yeah, it was a bit of a stomp, but it's a learning experience, right? In the sense of just like, hey, what can we do a little bit better? How can we improve? I think the laning phase is definitely something that they need to work on. Just make sure that like the first 10 minutes, and I always look at this as like chess. You know what I mean? You have a good early game that will set you up for success in the mid to late game. So they kind of really need to just buckle down, figure out the mechanics, understand where they lost. And I think that there's a lot to learn from this replay, and they can go back to it. Mind you, these guys are not eliminated. This is double elimination. Yes, they drop into the lower bracket, and hopefully we see them down the road.
Yeah, that's true. It's a good learning experience at all. Yeah, it's always depend on what kind of feedback can you look at it, and what kind of learning experience that you can get from it. So it's from every strong team, they have to lose 1,000 times before they become strong. So that's just only a start for GodHela.
Oh, really? You lose 1,000 games and then you start winning? Because that's not happened to me.
I have lost a lot of games before. Yeah, that's mainly the point. Yeah.
All right. So let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors of Intel, Tokenized Exchange, and Yahoo. Without them, we would not have been able to have this. This is the FSL Dota 2 Open. My name is Haller, and I'm with Arthur. Let's take a quick break as we go into game 2 coming up shortly.